Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're embarking on an exploration into profound personal well-being. Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving into a powerful concept, embracing detachment, the path to inner peace. And this isn't some, abstract philosophical thing. It's drawn from a really reflective personal essay. Our mission today is to pull out the practical insights, the stuff you can actually use, on how to cultivate happiness, serenity, really, from within, independent of what's going on outside or what others do.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here is how it shifts your view of happiness, right?
Yeah.
It's not something you get from out there, but something you actively grow inside. And critically, it's not about being cold or uncaring, not at all. It's about finding a stable inner center, a sense of well-being that holds firm no matter who's around or what they're up to. Being present, but not dependent.
That's such a key difference, and it leads to this quote, this really interesting realization in the source material. The author's main point is that real happiness doesn't hinge on what other people do for you or don't do. Instead, it comes from the energy you put out there, what the author connects to karma from their perspective. The essay even mentions how they got to this understanding, crediting their spiritual practice, gratitude to God for guiding them. It really highlights that joy can be an internal thing.
Absolutely. And if you think bigger picture, it's really about reclaiming your own power, your agency over your emotional state.
Yeah.
Just recognizing that how others react, how they interact with you, well, that's genuinely beyond your direct control. And it's so liberating. It frees you up. You stop trying to manage everyone else's reactions.
Right, exhausting work. So how do we actually do this? How do we weave detachment into daily life? The source gives some really actionable steps. First up, mindfulness practices, like starting your day with meditation, maybe some yoga. It's not just for relaxing. It's a way to watch your thoughts, your feelings, without getting totally swept away by them, without identifying with them.
Creating that distance.
Yeah, exactly. You become the observer, not the emotion itself. That's the core of detachment, really.
Yeah.
It helps you stay anchored, stop looking outside for validation all the time.
And building on that internal piece, the essay talks about external interactions, specifically setting healthy boundaries. Look, this isn't just about saying no nicely. It's like managing your own energy,
Yeah.
prioritizing your emotional health, protecting yourself from things that drain you or throw you off balance.
Yeah, like saying yes when you really mean no. That costs you peace, doesn't it?
It really does.
And it's not just about avoiding the negative. The source also highlights celebrating small wins daily. Just taking a moment, appreciating little victories, finishing a tough email, enjoying a quiet coffee. It reinforces your own happiness, separate from big external stuff or what others think. It's like feeding yourself positivity.
That's a great point. And adding another layer, the source talks about embracing solitude. Now, this isn't about being lonely. It's reframing time alone as, well, an opportunity for self-reflection, growth, reading, journaling, hobbies, whatever it is. You learn to genuinely find joy in your own company. Proof that your well-being doesn't need constant outside input. And, it makes you wonder, how often do we actually pause and appreciate what we already have inside instead of always looking outward?
Such a good question. And linked to that, another powerful step is letting others be themselves, just recognizing everyone's on their own path, their own journey. So if someone can't help or won't or just doesn't act how you expect, it doesn't actually lessen your worth or your happiness.
Right. Trying to change people or control how they react, that's a huge energy drain. It's a form of attachment that almost always leads to disappointment. It's better to just accept them, as they are, without letting their actions rock your boat.
Makes sense. Acceptance, not control.
Exactly. And finally, the essay really underscores the practice of gratitude. Daily gratitude. Acknowledging blessings, simple joys, maybe a spiritual connection like the author felt with God. It fosters this feeling of abundance. You shift focus from what you think you lack or what you want from others to the richness already in your life. That builds a really solid emotional foundation. Very stable.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what's the takeaway for you, our listener? Ultimately, this deep dive shows that happiness really is an inside job. Trying to control everything outside or leaning constantly on others for your well-being. It's just a cycle, often a frustrating one. By letting go of that grip, focusing on what you can influence your energy, your responses, your boundaries, you can find a really profound peace. Contentment.
Yeah, so maybe take a moment to reflect on your own connection. Where does your emotional energy go? Think about how much joy you might find by focusing more on your own path, your own growth. Cherish your journey, let yourself blossom independently, joyously. Trust the process, and, whatever wisdom guides you.